So if you've clicked on this video, then chances are you're planning on attending your first property seminar as part of your property journey. If that's true, then you're in the right place. I recently attended a seminar, and needless to say, it was a complete fail because I just wasn't prepared. So if you're thinking of doing the same thing, be prepared by considering some of the points that I'm going to share with you now. And also keep watching till the end, because I might just share with you a few extra value points. So my first point of consideration is, what do you actually want to get out of this event? And by that I mean, are you looking to expand on your contacts? Do you want to create partners and speak to people that you can joint venture with? Or do you actually want it as a marketing tool? Are you going to film you being at this event and put little snippets on your socials? So it might be obvious, but if you just get a list and put together a few little bullet points, it could be up to about 3 points maximum of the benefits that you actually want to get from this event. And I know that can seem a bit daunting because, let's face it, it's a two-way street. They're wanting to sell their services so that you actually sign up and then continue to learn with them. You also want to get as much free content as possible. So it's drawing that fine line between the two. Time is money. After all, we're in it for the long term. We are not here to mess about. We want to get in, get some content and info that we really want to be able to use and put into practice in our own property journey, so that we can create that wealth and that financial freedom that we all want. Is it a chance for you to meet up with like-minded people who share your similar interests, and just to see people who that maybe they're at the same stage as you, or maybe they're a little bit further ahead, or maybe they're behind you. Maybe you're there just to be inspired and to be motivated to keep going. Or it might be a case of you're going there and you've got a certain set of skills that you want to promote, and you want to see if somebody else has got other skills so that you can both fit your property investing puzzle pieces together and maybe joint venture. So once you have a clear set of goals and benefits or objectives that you're actually wanting to get from this event, and they're all written down and they're clearly there in front of you, the next step is to research. Research. So look into the company. Have they got a similar vibe to you? Can you see that from their website? Are they portraying their mission clearly? And is that mission the same as your mission? Do you vibe? Do you get on? Do you get on well? If not, then maybe it's not the right event for you. After all, we don't want to waste time going to these events that are run by companies that just don't share your same view and aren't ultimately going to help you get to your end property investment goal. So once you've done a quick vet and you know that this property, from looking at it on the outside, is something that you want to attend, once you get there and you're all seated, make sure that, again, if one of your benefits is that you want to be able to take photos, are they letting you take photos? Are they letting you network? So, quick story time. I went to a lovely event in Nottingham at the Jury's Inn. We were all sat there eagerly awaiting the speaker to start their speech with our little homemade written name tags on. And the first thing that came out of their mouth was no recording, no pictures, no networking of any kind. To her, apparently, it wasn't one of those events. So my heart sank. Because one of my benefits and one of the things that I wanted to get away from this was to do a little bit of recording and actually put that on my social media. That was stopped right then and there. So I'm a bit of a rebel. Once she'd finished her speech, and I'll get onto her visuals later on, but once she'd finished her speech, I actually did do a bit of networking. And as soon as the speaker saw me doing that, I got booted out. Before the event, make sure that you can film, that you're free to network and do those types of things if that's one of the benefits that you want to get out of this networking event. And if you do come, go all the way and then realise that you're not allowed to do any of those things freely, just get up and walk out. Our time is too precious to waste. I didn't, so I sat there for 2 hours whilst she went on and on and on. Should have walked out, really. So one of the benefits that I wanted to get out of the property networking seminar was to be able to network. I wanted to stand there proudly and say, my name's Sabrina, I love everything property, I'm looking to joint venture and use my 20 plus years skills as an architectural designer and work with someone on a joint venture project. So happy I've said that. And if you are looking to joint venture, by the way, shameless plug, pop your details in the comments. If one of your goals is to network at one of these events, you shouldn't be shamed into not being able to do that. After all, that is what we are here for. I'm sure people have said time and time again, your network is your net worth. Now that brings me on to my next point as well. If the speaker is shutting down any organic comments or organic conversations that could flow, that should be a red flag to you as well. Retrace my steps, going back to this property seminar, people in the audience where she was asking questions and people were answering them. And also from people answering them, people were coming up with queries and starting to talk amongst themselves, and she shut it down every single time. So the speaker was wanting to stop that organic flow, that organic discussion, and to me, that is a red flag as well, because it kind of suggests that maybe they don't want you to talk and speak, because just in case you do have knowledge to say, what you're talking is BS. So that brings me on to my next point. Now, one of the reasons the speaker stated for not actually being able to record or take pictures was that the content within her seminar pieces was copyright. Now, the stuff that she was showing up, my 14-year-old daughters could have done 10 times better. They were just generic pictures of generic people, and then she was spouting off a whole long-winded discussion about how she did this and she did that and this happened and she was Superwoman, and in the end she had this big massive property portfolio. She could have been an actor for all I know, is what I'm trying to say. Just look out for that. If it starts to look like that, again, get up and walk out. We are not here to mess about, we're not here to play games, we are here to go on our property journey, and at the end of it, we're here to be financially free. And if you share that mission as well, ping the like button. So I did wonder why you couldn't actually record, because there was nothing in there that was commercially sensitive, there was nothing in there that was properly copyrighted or that anyone had taken any time to collate, put together, review and just put out there. It was just random stuff that they'd found off the internet. She was trying to say her life story. It might not have even been the same person on the photos for all I know. Again, that builds me on to my next point. If they are filling out the time with long-winded, subjective stories, and then all of a sudden they've become property millionaires and that's what they're doing right now, again, get up and leave, because they're not providing you with any real good content. So that leads me on to my next point. If they're providing a free seminar, they're not going to give everything away for free. They're going to keep some things back so that you actually join up and go on the course and pay for that. But these free seminars are snippets of what they're going to offer you. Me personally, as a consumer, I would think that they were going to provide little bits here and there of tangible, real information that you can take away and think, oh, if that's what they're giving me on the free show, then what are they going to do if I pay for this? Which in the past, I've been on a Samuel Leeds course, and that's what he's done. He actually taught how to work out the ROCE. He's helped us work out the yield and really motivated you to keep going, gave you actual little tidbits of information that you could take away and go with. And it made you think, if that's what he's teaching you on the free course, what is he giving you on the actual course that you pay for? And whilst we're on the point of working out the ROCE and the yield, I actually have a really good workbook that I've actually done and produced in Excel, and I'll pop the link in the description box that you can download to help you run your project. And my next point is, ping the like button in the description box if you've liked the content so far. So thank you for listening to my points to avoid / red flags / general rant on property seminars and the one that I've just been to. Let me know in the comments, have you been to anything like this before? Have you ever experienced anything like that before? Have you ever been told you can't film or you can't record in any of these property events before? And have you ever been kicked out? Let me know in the comments below, and click on this video for the next piece of my property journey, where I actually show you how I worked out the ROCE and the yield and actually sourced my first property. And there might actually be a cheeky little download for you within that video as well. Thanks, bye. So if you've clicked on this video, then the chances are is that you're from their sort of company, and from their, be prepared by